think we're dang old live, man.
Are we dang old live right now?
Dang old, it's like they don't need a life, man. Ain't got no getting, ain't got no dang old winning. Alright. And we are live.
Yeah.
Oh shit, my bad, guys. So happy Friday once again. How's everybody doing tonight?
I think everybody's doing good.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
Razor
Ricky, what's
Ricky.
going on, bro? How you doing, man? Man, ready for the weekend, bro? Anything going on? Tell you, man, this week was long. I feel like I say that every week, though. I feel like every week is getting longer. Is that possible? Like, life is going by faster, but the weeks are going by slower. How the fuck does that work? What's up, Georgia? How you doing, man?
Hey, Ninja.
Man, shit, dude, we missed the podcast tonight, man.
We totally did.
I
We're
didn't
gonna
even
do
know. I haven't been on Instagram. I didn't even see your promo, dude. But we're definitely gonna catch a replay.
absolutely.
But yeah. So tonight we are going to do something a little different. We're gonna have a mini game. We're actually gonna, actually have a topic like normal, but we're gonna do a little battle of the sexes mini game. And anybody who hasn't played the game before, it's fun, man. I've never played like the traditional board game, or not traditional, but the board game. But like I have played like the game itself before. But anybody who doesn't know how it works. Basically, it's just kind of like it says, man. Questions or like charades and shit like that. Men versus women. Women try to take something from their realm and see if the men know, and then men can challenge back and see if they actually know what they're asking. Because sometimes you'll have one of the teams ask a question they don't fucking know, so you can catch them on that. But man,
So I
that
feel
takes
like
me.
this is kind of unfair. I'm the only girl, baby.
Oh, I'm sure Paris or somebody will be in. Jan, you'll have some backup. We'll
You
make it
know I
fair.
suck at charades too. By the way, he knows I'm
Well, we won't
terrible.
do any. Well, we might do one charade, maybe one. Mainly there'll be questions.
Baby.
But man, speaking of, has anyone ever played the card game Bullshit? That's a fun fucking game. Kitty, you've played, right?
Yeah, I always lose.
You don't have a poker face. Kitty does not have a poker face at all. Ricky said, chilling, man. Long work week, and my body's getting adjusted back to manual labor after months of being out of work. You know how that goes. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, it can be rough, dude. For real. But shit, good to hear you're back at it, man. Said, glad to have an off weekend and chill and do some promo, maybe do a track. Shit yeah, man. Shit yeah. Why did my... Shit. There we go. But heck yeah. But yeah, so basically the topic is going to be just kind of the discussing the old traditional gender roles. Oh God, watch out. We're gonna have the blue hairs after us. Yes, traditional gender roles. And the crazy fucking like dynamic between like most couples nowadays. And how just everything's topsy turvy more or less, but we'll get into that. But I'm not sure when we're doing it. Next week we're doing actually an episode with Georgia. We're gonna be talking about Atlantis. I know he has been excited for that. We've been fucking excited about that. That's a big topic there. A lot of shit to go over.
Mm-hmm.
Kitty, I know you're excited.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But sometime after that, we're actually gonna do another game show, and it's not gonna be like any of your typical like finish that line or anything like that. Like it's gonna be something a little bit different, but it's gonna be a fun episode. So I think we might do it on like a maybe a holiday weekend or something. But yeah, crazy shit in the world, man. Crazy shit. You hear about those three artists that supposedly died in the plane crash? I saw something on it earlier. I didn't actually read the article or not. I don't even know who that was, but let me see.
Who was it? You can look it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna look it up and see. I saw one of the names. Wow, dude, that's loud. Whoa.
Sorry.
What was that?
I was doing some work over here on my camera. I forgot to hit the mute button. I'm so sorry, guys. I hope I didn't break out speaker.
Oh shit. Um. So it's September 18th. So yeah, that was yesterday. Grammy-winning songwriter Brett James and his wife Melody Wilson and her daughter Meryl Maxwell Wilson. Their light aircraft crashed into a field near Franklin, North Carolina. James was known for writing hits like Carrie Underwood's Jesus Take the Wheel. This incident is distinct from the 1959 crash that claimed the lives of Buddy Holly, Richie Valens, and the Big Popper Richardson.
Hey, Jan, how you doing, hun? Why
Hey,
would
Jen, how
they
you doing?
bring Why would they bring up that plane crash in that article?
I think it was probably AI clarifying.
But you see, there have been so many.
He also wrote "When the Sun Goes Down" for Kenny Chesney.
Oh,
Heck yeah, Georgia. Heck yeah. Kitty's doing her homework too, man. She's got her notebook out. But see, Kitty, told you. Now you got some backup for the game. You got Jan in here now.
Jan, we're gonna win it. We're gonna win.
Oh, we got 2 against 3 right now. Shit, y'all might. Y'all might. But yeah, Kitty, you got anything you want to go into before we get into it?
No,
Heck yeah, heck yeah. Ricky says it's absolutely sickening how much songwriters get overlooked in mainstream country and rap. Dude, it is, man.
100%.
It is. I think we're gonna stick with that one there. And that's the thing, man. I'm sure I've said this several times, but man, that is what pisses me off and when people are like, "Oh, I love this artist." But they're not an artist. They're a performer. They didn't write the music. They're just up there performing it. Nothing wrong with that. If that's what you claim to be is, "Hey, I'm a performer. That's what I do. I don't write my shit." Then, hey, that's awesome. More power to you. But don't call yourself an artist. You're not creating anything. So, don't call yourself an artist. Um, Kitty, I don't know. You should be able to see it somewhere on your screen there. I'm not sure what the guest side looks like, so. But do you have like
I
any
got
memory?
it.
You got it?
I
Okay.
got it.
But so yeah, men and women. You know, Kitty and I have actually gotten questioned on this before as to you know, like how our dynamic is as a couple. Which, for one, I like, what a weird fucking question. And,
Right.
like, there shouldn't really need to be much of an explanation. I mean, A, that's, none of your fucking business. Two, like, it shouldn't really be something that differs that much to where you have to say there is, like, a dynamic in the first place. Like, even if, I know some people, man, like, say work. Let's just start off with work. A lot of people say, oh yeah, like, men should be the ones, the breadwinners, going out to work, and women should be the ones staying at home. Then you got these feminists saying, no, men should be staying at home and we should be going to work. We can, the men need to be at home taking care of the kids and all this. I know some people who they are or are about to be stay at home dads. And most of them either were or are currently two income households. Basically, what happened, more or less, without telling anybody's story here, is the woman ended up, like, in that relationship, ended up getting a job or getting a promotion that made enough money to where somebody could be home. And, dude, if that's their choice on how they want their household to be and to run, that's cool. And the reason I say that is because, the men in this, these situations that I know are men. They're not these little fucking, sissy boys. They work, they take care of their fucking property and their land. They still fucking go out and fix shit. They know how to fix shit. They've done a lot of shit, dude. They know how to, and they plan on doing it. Hell, some are even raising fucking animals and, like, starting ranches and shit like that and farms. Like, they're doing the hard work and the manual labor and all that. The woman's out making money so that the man can stay at home and build a legacy and something to where she will no longer have to work at all and they can both be home. That's how they want to run it. Cool. Because the man still being a man, the woman still being a woman. You still have that mix of, the feminine and the masculine. You have to have both, man. You have to have both. Um, and, you know, traditionally, that's how Kitty and I believe. Like, I work, she stays home. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of couples where the man goes to work and the woman's at home, but the woman does nothing. She sits around, she sits on fucking social media all day, she goes out and shops, she goes and blows money out the wazoo, fucking at dumb shit out in the mall. Whatever the case may be, hell, she may be fucking around on the dude. Not even attempting to fucking clean the house. Or, better yet, they hired a fucking maid when the wife is doing nothing. Like, guys, I get if you're busy, man, if you're running a company, like, two income household, you're both running a company the same or two different ones, whatever, you're fucking busy. I get having somebody to clean your house, man. But if you got one person sitting at home all day, that person should be contributing, no matter male or female. If you
100%.
choose to be the stay at home, man or woman, dude, the home has to be cared for, you know? And the reason, like, say, Kitty and I believe in, the woman being at home is because, not like, oh, well, a woman's not good enough. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's the role. It's that feminine energy. That feminine energy is best spent, in our opinions, at home. Because when it comes to children, when it comes to care, when it comes to things like taking that care to have a home that is welcoming, to have a home that is comfortable and relaxing, you know I, I believe that takes a woman's touch, man. You know, a man, yeah, we can scrub the toilet, we can clean the floors and shit, but we're not going to give that same essence of home that a woman can. You know, it's like,
Absolutely.
in the perfect example, some people might say, well, this is crazy. You know, how, what if it's a man who identifies as a woman? He would have the feminine energy and shit too. Okay, love. What is the most, what is the best ingredients in any and all food that you can always taste? Love. When you have that certain somebody, mom, grandma, whatever, makes the best peanut
Hmm.
butter sandwich, knows how to cut the crust off just right, knows how to mix the fucking chocolate milk just rich enough, whatever the case may be. That's not knowledge. That's love. That's in the heart, man.
Hmm.
And only those people can make it that way.
Hmm.
Some your buddy's grandma's not going to make that sandwich as good. You know, she might love you. She might see you as a grandkid of her own, but she's not going to make it the same because her love for you may be great, but it's not as strong. It's not as meaningful.
Absolutely. And I haven't always not worked, you guys. It's just been here in the last like what, year and a half,
Yeah.
year and a half. Um, but I before then I was a workaholic. Like he'll tell
Oh,
you.
she
Like
was.
I work my butt off.
And she did not
So
fuck around. It's not like she just went to work and like she took it serious, man.
yeah, and I'm going to be honest. It is harder for me to. It was harder for me to adjust to staying at home and look at home the same way. Like looking at it like, okay, this is now my job. I mean, of course, yeah, I'd have stuff done, but I found after a certain amount of time that I wasn't putting in the kind of work that I would work in jobs. And I'm like, why is that? It's all up here. That's all it is. And I'm like, okay, so I finally realized it, right? I'm like, okay, of course I was still getting stuff done here, but I wasn't like going the extra mile. Um, and since I am at home, I want to make sure I'm going the extra mile for my house, for my husband, you know. So yeah, Jan, absolutely, absolutely. And there are a lot of people that have to do it all on their own with no help from anybody. And kudos to you guys for sure. Jan, you've been through a lot in your life. Um, we're just so glad that you're here. Georgia says, make the biscuits. Mama makes the biscuits and gravy, and I get on my wife's nerves about it when I tell her you can't be mama, but it's good. That's funny.
That's
That's
awesome,
funny.
man. And see, like, I think that was the thing for you, Kitty. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's like, you know, as an adult at least, you never had a home that you like thought of as a home and not just a house. Like, there's a lot of people that have houses, but they don't have homes.
Right, but I also think it was actually, and I'm going to be honest here, and I'm glad that you're going into this because anybody who watches this and feels like this, okay, I think it is very stereotyped and looked down upon if you were a stay-at-home person, the spouse that stays at home. And I even had a negative connotation. I fought you on it. You remember that? I
Oh,
fought you. You know, I continued to try to fight him, guys, for like a year on it. Finally, the last 6 months, I'm like, okay, in the groove, right? But I think it is also like I had, for some reason, like that programming, like I need to work, I need to pull my weight. Well, shoot, I am pulling my weight at home. I am. Like, I'm not just talking about doing a few dishes and cooking and stuff. Like, I do other things around here, you know. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
so
you bust your ass. You have a full-time job.
yeah, yeah,
And
I'm
I think
busy
that's
from
what
the
people,
time from
I think,
before he wakes up until after he gets home.
like, and that's the thing. I think people, they don't understand that being at home shouldn't, like, it's not supposed to be sitting on your ass. Being at home is a job. Life is a fucking job, guys.
100%.
And, like, yeah, I mean, you can get up, go to work for somebody else. You can wake up and work for yourself. You can wake up and take care of your home and not make a dime off of it, but still be working. Work is work, man. Like, so anybody who downplays staying at home, like, you don't know what it's like to actually do anything around your home. And guys, some people, I mean, okay, you have a studio apartment. Yeah, there's not a whole lot to do there. But when you have a house, when you have property, when kids, you have all these other responsibilities, it becomes more and more and more.
Animals.
Exactly. Animals.
Hmm.
So, you know, I just feel like we need to break that negative connotation of stay at home, for one.
Absolutely, I agree. Georgia says he feels like he never does enough. I feel the same way, dude.
Man, I think
Instead,
we're
or do
all.
you feel like that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's not like, you know, it's not like we necessarily feel that about each other, like we're not doing enough for each other. It's sometimes, dude, it's just like I feel like we're not doing enough in life. We're not doing enough for ourselves. We're not doing enough for other people. And for me personally, that's lack of time. There's not enough time in the day to for me to truly feel accomplished, man. I set my bar for myself high, and you know, like I've gotten to the point now I don't beat myself over it mentally, but I understand, hey, I there's more I could be doing.
100%. I feel the same way. Baby, how long have I been on chapter 4? Writing chapter 4? I mean,
Oh, I
writing
don't
chapter
even know.
5.
Oh, I don't even know.
That's been a couple of weeks. I haven't started writing chapter 5 yet.
Wow. Yeah. See right there. Even finding time to, work on projects like that, you know. But once again, that's part of the system, and they do that on purpose. Make They want you to feel defeated like that. But when you can outsmart them, when you can find ways, you know, you can find that peace, you can find that happiness, that, you know, serenity in what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But all right. So Kitty, you want to go first on the question, or you want me to?
Um, I don't have any questions for you. You just were like, I got this. I'm like, okay. So,
Well, I mean, just think of something like only a woman would know.
no, just ask
Like,
me a question and I'll pick one after that.
okay, all right.
Okay.
Let's see.
Jan, you got to help me out.
All right, I'll give you an easy one.
Okay.
All right. If I told you I had to replace a torque converter, what would I be working on? Well, most likely anyway.
A torque converter, that would be something, one of the parts on a vehicle, obviously. Um, I just, I'm not sure exactly where.
Well, the question wasn't where, it was just what. But
Okay.
let's see if anyone else in the chat knows.
Jan,
It's got
help
to
me
be
out.
women. All
Help
right,
me
men,
out.
you can't help men. You can't help. Females only. When Kitty asks, then it'll be our turn. Oh, you and Jan both got it. Heck yeah, that'd be a cool.
Yeah. Okay, so you got to put a little sticky note up here on the screen. Ladies have 1 point.
Heck yeah. Let's see if I can do that.
Jan, if you want to ask Stoner a question,
Yeah, in
see if
chat, you
he
guys
knows
are
the
more than
answer.
welcome. You guys are
Yes.
more than
So
welcome.
feel free to ask him. And guys, y'all can't help Stoner out. All right?
They can answer. They can answer their own. You just can't help each other.
Well, they can't answer the question for you because she's going to be asking it to you.
Well, no, anybody can answer. You just don't give the like. You just don't acknowledge if it's true or not.
Ah,
They could be wrong. I could be wrong.
okay.
So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If we pick the same answer, what if we're all wrong? Because we all copied each other. No cheating.
Sure did. I was about to say the answer.
All right, where the fuck is it? Fucking notes.
Okay, I've got one for you, Stoner. You ready?
Let's do it. What you got?
All right. I feel like you would know this one, though.
Oh, we can start off easy, or you can do a hard one.
Okay, I'll do an easy one. In what ways can an iron be used for a female, or even a male, actually?
I mean, there's different types of irons. Could be for
Mm-hmm.
your hair. Could be for your clothes.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
That's pretty much it. Dude, this isn't fair because I'm not really that much of a girly girl.
well, you didn't even give any of the guys a chance to answer.
Uh, I'll think of another one. Hold on just a second though.
We're not counting that one. We're not counting that one. Up, up. She's using Google. It's worth the Google. Did anyone ever see The Campaign? That was a funny fucking movie, man. Tell me that shit ain't fucking exactly how it fucking happens. Come here, tickle shits. Keela loves it. That's her favorite thing in the whole world when I quote The Campaign. How's my hair?
Dude, you
Strong.
constantly.
So strong. Real strong.
They'll just randomly come up to me and be like, "How's my hair?" I'm like, "Oh God."
Can't the real
Uh,
T word. That fucking dude, man. Look like.
well, are you gonna ask a question or?
No, you're supposed to be asking. You're supposed to have
I'm
a.
trying to think of one.
You're
Okay.
supposed to have another go at it.
Okay. Jan, if you want to ask a question, let's see here.
You can Google some.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. I'm having a hard time. Here, I'm just gonna look up girly stuff. Wow, that's a lot of pink. Okay. All right.
Oh shit, that was awesome. What's up, Gabe? How you doing, man? We're playing a little mini game
Hey,
right now. Battle
Canada.
of the Sexes. Where Kitty is googling a question, and we have to see if we can answer it.
Okay, let me think of how to word this.
Okay.
This is something that you can wear, a woman can wear, whether she is royalty or not.
Is that the full question?
Mm-hmm.
Whether she's royalty or not. All right, guys, we gotta get this together. Let's see. Royalty or not? I mean, wouldn't that be like almost anything? Would that be the answer?
No.
Oh, tiara?
We shall
That's my
see.
answer. Okay. Locking it in. I'm locking it in. All right, let's see what the rest of the guys got here.
What you guys got? What
Oh,
is
oh,
your response?
oh! I thought somebody had it. Jan, nope, never.
Neither have I. Dude,
I
that
know.
is
Hard
hard
fucking
work. Yeah.
rough. Very rough.
Okay, guys.
Ding, ding, ding,
Ding,
ding, ding.
ding,
We
ding,
copyright
ding.
for that.
You always say that every time we do. We can't ever have any fun, babe. YouTube is zero fun.
Bullshit though, getting copyright struck for fucking a video with no sound for like, I don't even think it was. Well, no, it was like a minute. Still, fuck them.
Yeah.
Fucking BC. All right, come on, guys, don't leave me hanging here. I think I
So you
might
want me to
have
repeat the question?
got. Yeah, let's repeat it.
All right. This is something that even royalty can wear, but so can people who aren't royalty. And Gunnar, you guessed.
Tiara. All right, give it another couple seconds. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure. That's about the only thing I could think of that really stands out.
Okay. You think that's enough time?
All right, let's do it. What's the answer, Kitty?
It is a tiara.
Woohoo! We're 1-1 now. Tie game.
1-1.
So, Kitty, did you want to touch any more on the staying at home? Share any more of your thoughts on that, or?
No, you know how I am. I'm not everybody. Sometimes I can have like a bad attitude, and sometimes even with me, programming reaches kind of deep. And I wanted to share that to where people can see that even I can be affected sometimes. We talk a lot about programming and all sorts of stuff and coming out of it, but hey, you know, it's okay. Once you realize it, make a change.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we got a couple different topics. I'm just kind of picking by random here. So I say let's go hardcore to the one that's probably gonna really sting for a lot of people: cheating. So there is a like a really odd, fucked up viewpoint on how basically it's better for a man to cheat than a woman. I mean, like, yeah, okay, it's still kind of considered wrong for the woman, but they basically just like get cut slack and like it's no big deal. Yeah, or a man, you know. So, let's take this further. Let's broaden the scope. Let's just say, um, sexual activity in general. Like, why is it different for one than the other? You know what I mean, Kitty?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, and it's changed so much. If you look back, I mean, like, you know, it was like the whole, like, the men could be, getting around, but the woman couldn't. And now it's okay for a woman to be sleeping around doing OnlyFans and shit like that. And it's back to the whole kind of traditional gender roles. Like, what happened to, like, the days when you know there was a little bit left to the imagination. And don't get me wrong, like, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a Maxim magazine or whatever. If like I said before, if a woman wants to model, that's cool, she can do it. you know should she, is that the career choice she should pick? No. But hey, that's her freedom of fucking choice. We all have a freedom to choose whatever the fuck we want. If it's bad for us, if it's good for us, whatever. If you want to do fucking, methamphetamine, yeah, you should be able to. But we should be teaching people, hey, it's not good for you. This is what's going to happen. You don't want to touch that shit. Education. We, deter through education, not through, you know, fucking laws and shit like that. The same goes with this, man. Like, women aren't being brought up to respect themselves. And, you know, men are not being brought up to respect women. And that is the biggest thing, is the upbringing. Because, when you're raised around, well, not always, but most of the time, when you're raised around, you know, abuse like that, and witnessing it, even if you weren't a victim of it, if you were, you know, witnessing it, that messes with your head, man. You think that it's okay. Say you might have watched your dad, beat your mom or something. Sometimes that can make you think it's okay. Sometimes that can make you hate people like that who, beat their wives or whatever. It just depends on that dynamic you have with your father. But, you know, like, it's it's like a cycle. It's like a catch 22, because, women are out here online crying for respect and equality, but then by their actions, they don't do anything to earn respect. They just demand it. And men are supposed to hand that respect over. They're supposed to be okay that, she has multiple partners, and, because she's an independent woman or whatever who can't be tied down or whatever fucking bullshit excuse. You know, like, hey, if you want to have multiple partners all the time, you want to be sleeping around, that's your choice. Like I said, nobody should ever say you can't do that. That's your choice, man. As long as everything's consensual, who gives a fuck? But now, should we be encouraging that behavior? No. There is a difference between live and let live and, you know, like, encouraging what's degenerate behavior, I guess you would say, to take everything, not just this topic, but everything, combine it together. You know, I can't think of how to word this. It's it's gotten to the point where women are not respected anymore because of how they act, but they're also not encouraging respect within men either, because of the way they treat men, and that causes men to have even less respect for them, and then they just get even more bitter and resentful about it. It's a vicious cycle. We have to start, in my opinion, by raising our children better, by teaching young boys, young men, to respect their mother, to respect their sisters, to respect their, all women, of course, their elders, all that, but, primarily women. you know, like, chivalry will never die. You know, there are certain people in this world who will not let that happen. And we need to stop condemning chivalry. We need to teach young women that, hey, it's okay for, someone to hold the door open for you. It's okay for somebody to, depending if it's a formal situation, stand when you enter the room. Like, pull your chair out for you. Simple things like that, man. Like, even, I mean, this is one thing too. I remember seeing a meme on this. It was a picture, and I'll let everyone see, give their answer on this. But there's a picture of a man and woman walking down a sidewalk on the street. So here's the sidewalk on this side, then the woman, then the man. Who knows what's wrong with that scene? So, we have to start by teaching the youth and by leading by example, not just for the youth, but for adults as well, man. When I hold a door open for somebody, and it's not just women, I hold the door open for fucking anybody. I hope in my head every time that, hey, even if that person said fuck you and didn't appreciate it, didn't, wasn't respectful about it, maybe somebody saw me holding that door open and they were like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna fucking do it anyway, too. And if we all say fuck it and start doing it anyway, regardless of, hey, we get bitched at, hey, we're called chauvinists or whatever, fuck it. We know in our hearts that that is the right thing to do. So fuck it. Why are we being told? Why are we letting people tell us and affect our actions to the point where we're fucking afraid to do some shit like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, Georgia, you got it, man. You got it. The answer about the sidewalk, the man should walk on the side closest to the road. Exactly, man. Exactly. And I see
Well,
that so much, man. I see a woman walking on the roadside. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you, man?
when we first got together, he would move me, and I'm like, what are you doing? I would cuss him. What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you moving me? I'm grown.
Oh, I'm
Like,
sorry. Jan got it. Jan got it first. I'm sorry, Jan. You got it first. I didn't even see that.
yeah. And you see, this goes to show you that I had never been with a dude, and I mean, like, that actually did that. And I've, of course, dated before Stoner, you know? I mean, I'm older than him, too. So that's just insane.
Mm-hmm. But, like, I mean, dude, that goes back to how I was raised, man. You know, I'm
Mhm.
very fucking grateful that I had that upbringing, man. You know,
I
like,
am too.
I
I
mean,
am
dude, it's just
too.
one of those things, man. And having that upbringing, that's the thing too. That's maddening, is because you see how, like, how people just don't give a shit anymore, man. You see how, like, selfish the world is. Like, it is all fucking about me, man. Me, 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 me.
Absolutely. So you started this whole topic off with the whole cheating bit,
Yes.
right?
Yeah, we kind of expanded it to just sexual activity in general, but
Okay, I'm gonna get real honest here. How many of you dudes here in this chat, like, uh, you know, I know at least Georgia's married, okay, but pretend this is your younger years before. Would you date somebody that was on OnlyFans?
shit, my bad, guys. I didn't realize my speakers were on. Hope it wasn't echoing.
If you would, put a one. If you wouldn't, put a two. Okay. We're not talking about right now. I'm not getting you in trouble with your wife. Not at all. This is like pretend back before you ever met her, would you date an OnlyFans girl? And for Jan here, like, quick question. Would you date a dude who, I guess the equivalent to that would be, um, whenever you found out this dude, like, he runs around on all these girls, or whatever, and he's trying to hit you up, he's trying to date you, would you date him? If you would, put a
Okay,
one. If you wouldn't, put a two.
let's be honest. Are we talking about dating or are we talking about sleeping?
Either.
Either. Okay.
Either.
Because there's a difference. I mean, some would do one but not the other.
That's true. And I agree with that. But you see, here's the thing. For men and women, even that subject is different, or at least it used to be.
Yeah.
Men can like just that can be it for them, the one time thing, and they're done and they're good. But women have, like, at least that's the way it used to be. That's how I am. I have feelings. I'm like, no, I ain't just I ain't just doing this with anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 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 no. I have to make sure I have feelings. So, absolutely, Canada's nope, saying nope. Jan saying nope.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you know, it's like I don't know. I feel like the women who do the whole OnlyFans thing, and particularly the ones you see in like these YouTube videos. I'm sure you've all seen at least one where they have like the men and the women on either side of the table and they're talking on the podcast. But you know, like I know that these women that are on this podcast are it's not they're not all like this. But let's face it, there are those that are. You know, by saying, I feel like so many people say, well, not everyone's like that, and that somehow becomes an excuse like, well, it's no big deal. Well, even the few who do it, I mean, that should still be, you know, like, hold enough weight to say, well, it is still an issue, right? Georgia said no as well. So, like, I feel like they're like, this is somehow taking by saying like, hey, I don't want to, sleep with you or date you because you're an OnlyFans model. They take that as you're infringing upon their rights, or you don't, you're a chauvinist, or well, like, dude, I don't even know the asinine shit they say, but it's always this. They have a fucking problem with it, like and for me, I think it's more deep rooted than that. I think, you know, it's they can't handle rejection. I think that goes deeper into the psyche to where they have a problem with rejection and they feel like somehow they get, you know, attention, they get validation, and they don't have to face rejection when they're on OnlyFans because it's easy, it's convenient. They can filter and they can put themselves in their own little safe space. I mean, dude, any social media, you can put yourself in a fucking safe space. You can block out harmful words from your feeds and shit like that. And you can define what your harmful words are. You don't think you can do that shit on there too? They're setting up a little virtual world where they can they can live in a fantasy where they are always accepted. That's what I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And once again, like, so many other people out there have said, online is this virtual reality, it's a virtual world. they're setting their lives up inside a virtual world. They are relying on this virtual world, to fulfill these needs of theirs, whether it's, physical or mental or whatever. They're filling those voids through a virtual world because they don't know how to fill it here in the real world. They don't know how to fix those deficiencies within themselves. They don't know how to handle rejection. They don't know how to not be the center of attention. They crave it, they feed on it, they rely on it. And, like, it's there's a lot of different aspects you could go into, and we could make a whole episode on this. I mean, there's so much. But strictly speaking, most guys don't want that, man. They don't. They're there for one reason only, and it's, what are you getting from that? You're not getting anything of substance in return. Katie, do you have anything to add to that? Am I, like, you
No,
feel
I
like
think
I'm
you're on
off
point.
base?
I think you're on point. I was just going to go into something that you'd kind of spoke about, touched on a little bit earlier. But you were going on so many different things. I was going to kind of touch on it myself.
Well, go for it.
All right, so everybody here knows it goes back to respect, being respectful to each other, right? Um, well, that is a big problem, like Stone Ray mentioned. A lot of women nowadays don't respect men, just like you said. And you know what? It doesn't even have to do with if they are rejected. They don't respect them, period. Even back in the 90s, women were like, oh, we don't need men. We just, we can artificially inseminate. We don't even need them. Is that respectful? Is that respectful of a man? Is it respectful of, like to other humans that are men? You have a little boy and you talking crap about his daddy? How is that little boy going to grow up and who is he going to become?
And what is he going to think of his father that may or may not be
His
true?
father, and who is he going to become himself? Because his father was dogged on for years growing up.
Well, that and, like, you know, he's got this idea in his head that it's okay for a woman to basically, you know, be like, just verbally abusive towards a man. Like,
Hmm.
you can't say that, a woman can just treat a man like shit and it's okay. No, man, nobody should treat anybody like shit. Like,
Absolutely.
it doesn't matter who's doing it to who. It's wrong, regardless.
Absolutely. And that's why we chose the songs we did by Yin and Yang. That's why we called it this episode that on the
Yin and
promo.
yin,
Yeah.
yin.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's why we did that because the man's perspective, you know, wah, 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 she's over here all day long, nagging him. This woman's just nagging him. And she comes on, this is the part two, the second song, and she's pretty much saying this dude's telling her that he's going to continue to treat her like crap because he knows that's what works.
Yeah. And see, that's the thing, man. Like, there are a lot of women who they do like enjoy being treated like shit to an extent.
Mhm.
And it's like, like, okay, that might be the easy route, but are you a true ladies man if you've got, 50 notches on your bedpost but you got them all by being a complete fucking dick? Or are you more of a ladies' man when you can have, 50 on your bedpost because, hey, you were fucking honest with every one of them. You weren't fake. You didn't lie to them. You didn't, tell a bunch of fucking lines to pick them up. You just were your fucking self, man. Who's the better ladies' man, quote unquote, between those two?
Well, the way of the world, I mean, the second one. But you know my answer to that.
What?
The way of the world,
Oh yeah.
not biblically. This is not a, this is a no
Well
and
yeah.
no answer for me. But
Well yeah.
um,
But I'm saying, like it's more respectable because you didn't take the easy route. Is my point. When it's harder to say pick up a woman by being yourself and without telling a bunch of lines like, oh yeah, I got a house, in fucking Maui or whatever the fuck, like, some bullshit like that. Like when you can just be yourself, that's not what women want. You know, they say you're in a bar or whatever, and all these women, they all want that dude who treats them like shit. That's what they're attracted to. You're not gonna have the best of luck if you're not that kind of person. But if you can still hold to the hard route because you know it's the right way to go, it's more respectable. Does that make sense? Because you're not taking the easy route. You actually worked for it. And that's the thing too, like, with a relationship, man, like, you know, it's more meaningful when the couple sticks together because they actually love each other, not because they're using each other. Like there's more meaning to that because you held to your integrity, if that makes sense.
no, absolutely, you're making sense, baby. But going back to the point I was trying to make is that I remember, like, and it started off just like women just being annoyed with their husbands all the time. Anytime they talk, they wouldn't listen. That's how it starts, you guys. That's how it starts. Um, so kind of keep that in mind. And as far as the men for on the other foot, yeah, like you've got your men that treat women like crap because it's just easier and whatever. Like Stoner Man's talking about. Yeah, I learned everything the hard way myself, Jan. Absolutely.
And Canada said, "Yes, I've cheated on my wife both mentally and physically. That's when I was addicted to porn. Been free for 3 years now. Fuck yeah, man.
Amen.
Fuck yeah." And dude, man, I've cheated several times. Not on Kitty, but my past. Like, dude, I regret it, man. I do. I mean, I've
Mhm.
made my peace with it. I've, you know, done my apologies where I could and everything. But, you know, like, it took it being done to me for me to say, you know what, this is fucked up, man. I had to learn that shit the hard way. I'll be fucking honest, man. I had to learn
Mhm.
it the absolute hard way. And, man, I hate that I made other people feel that way. I hate that I possibly really fucked with their, heart and their head, man. That's not cool. You know, like, think about that, man. Like, if you're going to do that, if you're going to cheat on your spouse, think about it. How would you feel if that was done to you? What if they did that to you? Okay, well, you say, well, I don't really love them. Then why are you with them? If you cannot, you know, say that, hey, it would hurt if my spouse cheated on me, why are you with them? Because that should hurt. It's normal for that to hurt. So, like, how can you say that? But there are people that will say that. They're like, oh, well, I wouldn't care. Well, why are you together? Go be single, you know? Or if if you want an open relationship, talk to your spouse about it. If they're cool with it, then hey, there you are. You're both happy and you're nobody's being dishonest. Okay, well, I'm afraid they'll say no. Well, then they still have a right to know how you feel. They still have a right to know that you're looking for something more than what they're offering. You can't lie to your spouse if and tell them you're happy when you're not happy with them. If they're not providing you enough, if they're not fulfilling your needs, it's okay. Not everybody's gonna fulfill all your needs, man. That's why they say, there's the one who gives you everything you need, man. Physically, mentally, spiritually, all of that. If you're not getting any of those, and this isn't even just speaking physically, even, cheating mentally, if this person is not giving you what you need, tell them. If it hurts their feelings, that sucks, but it's gonna hurt a lot more if, they find out you fucked around on them. So isn't it better to hurt them a little bit than hurt them a lot?
Well, you shouldn't be messing around on them just because they aren't meeting your needs anyway. That doesn't justify that.
Well, that's what
But
I'm saying. That's what I'm
but
saying. That's
but
when you
you
need.
should go to them. Um, I I don't agree like with some of the stuff like with the open marriage. Like, yeah, you can have a discussion like that if you want, but dude, that stuff over time does not work.
But
It
no,
just
that's
does
what I'm
not
saying.
work.
If that's what one party in a relationship wants to have an open
Hmm.
marriage, they need to make that known to their partner because if that's a need
Right.
of theirs, their partner needs to know because if they're not okay with that, I mean, think about it. Would you want to be with somebody that secretly wanted to be in an open relationship the whole time and never told you?
No.
You would want to know so that way you could say, "Hey, adios," right?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. You should tell them. If you want to
Hmm.
have an open relationship, you need to talk to your spouse about that because even if they say no, that's good because they know what you want. They know that, hey, this is not the relationship I want any longer because I'm not okay with you having those feelings. It's okay. It's okay to say, hey, I have these feelings. You don't like it. Well, I don't like that you have these feelings. It's okay that y'all disagree. That just means you should be apart. Go find somebody else. Find somebody who makes you happy. Am I saying an
Right.
open relationship is right? No, not at all. I'm just saying to each their own. I'm not going to sit here and
Yeah.
tell anybody how to live. I'm just saying, man, be honest. Be honest
Hmm.
with your partner, man.
Right.
Whatever you two agree on, or three or four, however fucking many, if you're a polygamist even, just as long as y'all are on the same page and you agree, like everybody should be happy, everybody should be honest, nobody needs to be getting hurt in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Other than that, I don't give a fuck what you do. Jan said, "Trust, you never get it back."
Hundred
Exactly,
percent.
exactly. A lot of people try, man, and it's you can try, but it's not gonna be the same, man. Georgia said, "I feel like some people have a girlfriend or a wife because it's convenient for them, like a check in the box."
Hmm.
Yep. And
Hundred
some
percent.
people, man, it's just a trophy. Some people, it's just a trophy. So, Kitty, you said you didn't agree with a lot of that. Why don't you
Well,
bring
no,
it up?
I do. Dude, everybody knows I'm on this spiritual journey, and I'm just like, you're over here talking about open like relationships and marriages. I'm like,
Well,
oh Lord,
I'm
oh
not.
Lord
I'm.
Jesus, oh Lord Jesus. I,
But
I'm gonna
once
have
again,
to.
I'm not
I'm gonna have to
encouraging
hold
it.
on. You are talking over me. You need to let me finish, okay? You're here talking about all this stuff, and I'm like, bro, you're killing me. And I know that's not what you were saying. You weren't saying, hey, yeah, do this. You weren't saying that, but some of the way it was worded at first, I was like, I can't agree with you on this, baby. I just can't.
Do I need to put disclaimers up for Kitty? The
You don't need a
following
disc. You don't
the
need a
following
disclaimer. You
presentation
don't.
does not express views or opinions.
You don't need to put up any disclaimers. You need to get your words right.
Oh,
You like how we get a little spicy sometimes, you guys.
shit. My
We do
bad. I didn't
this all
realize
the
my mic
time.
was on. Shit, my bad, guys. No, my words were right. I said, I don't care what you do. I didn't never once said it was okay. Jan said a female should be able to tell a male no, and that be that.
100%.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Are you ready for the next
So,
quiz?
oh, I was gonna touch on men real quick. So, the men out there, y'all aren't getting off easy, man. I know we've been talking about the women here for a minute, but guys, seriously, you know, like treat women better. I don't know if anybody saw the promo Kitty put up, that clip. I don't know who that was she put up there, but dude, what that dude said was true, man. You know, eventually a woman's gonna get tired of your shit, man. She may love you, she may really try to stand strong, and be by your side and give you chances, but dude, you're gonna run out of chances if you keep fucking up. Like if you're not happy with that girl, leave, man. Leave. There's so many guys that are like, you know, they can't, like, kind of like Jan said, they can't take no. They can't take no as no. I won't be with you anymore. They're like, well, I'll just, take myself out and you with me or some shit. Like, dude, if you're that fucking miserable and you want to do that to yourself, dude, do it. But why are you going to take her life with you? Why are you going to destroy her life, her family's life, her friend's life? Why would you do that? It's the whole, well, if I can't have her, no one will. Dude, if you love that girl, let her go. Let her go be happy. Let her find somebody she is happy with. You should, if you love her, you should want her to be happy regardless of what that means for you. And if you can't do that, man, you don't need to be in a relationship. Like we were talking about earlier, handling rejection. The rejection can be hard, especially, like a, first love kind of deal. But, like, does anyone remember, like, the episode of King of the Hill where Boom Howard's teaching Bobby how to pick up chicks? And he just goes up, like, to all the women in the mall and he's just, like, just asking them out right there. Boom, right on the spot. And he just keeps getting rejected over and over and over and over. And Bobby's like, this is your plan? You just ask them for their number and you get rejected? And, you just wait until one finally says yes? Like, dude, why is that hard? Why is there this fear of rejection? Like, oh no, she might say no, or she might not want to give me her number. It might be who fucking cares? If she says no, she says no. Move on to the next one. Or hell, maybe she just thinks you're another dude just, looking for a one night stand. Maybe be a little more persistent, and by persistent, know when you've crossed the line. Know where that line is and don't cross it. Like, be more persistent. Show her, hey, I'm not just another, dude throwing lines at you. I'm here for real. Show her that, dude. You don't know what that woman's been through. She could have had a fucking horrible past. She could have been cheated on by, you know, every dude she's ever dated. Like, she might have severe trust issues. And if you really like her and you're like, hey, I just feel like, this might be the one day or some shit. I really feel like this is the right thing to do is to go after her. Be persistent, man. But if she really says no, I don't want anything to do with you, dude, leave it be. It's cool. you never know. Maybe one day down the road she'll change her mind. Might be a week, might be a year, might be 10 years. But if it was meant to be, dude, you'll find each other again. Give it time, dude. But it's okay to be rejected. It's okay to hear the word no. And that's another problem. I feel like that goes back to the participation trophies, man. It's like nobody knows how to be told no anymore. It's okay. It's okay. You're going to hear that word a lot. You're going to hear no a lot more than you hear yes in your life. And it's okay. Georgia said, take time with your wife or girlfriend each day to make sure she's okay and make sure she knows she's loved. Absolutely, man. But that's the thing, man, is, you know, we all get busy. We all have busy lives, man. But you should never be too busy to, ask your spouse about their day. And I keep saying spouse. It doesn't even have to be spouse, man. Girlfriend, boyfriend, fiance, whatever. Ask them how their day is. Show them some affection. Like whenever they get home, give them a kiss. Something, man. Something as small as that. How long does that take? Maybe 2 seconds? Can you not afford 2 seconds out of your day? Are you that busy? Like, if you are that busy, maybe you should think about what you're missing at home. Jen said, Georgia redneck, some might need a hell no. Alright, Kate, you ready for the next question?
Sure, baby.
Yeah?
You know.
Let's see here. Trying to think of something a little more difficult, but not too difficult. Georgia, anybody, if y'all got, any of the guys got a question, man, drop it in the chat. Um,
I got my question ready.
do you?
Uh-huh.
Alright. How do I word this? Okay. Alright, here's a fun one. What common, well, I don't know anymore. In a kitchen for a woman who bakes, what is a common ingredient that a man would use on a hot summer day?
Okay, repeat the question. What?
So, consider just a kitchen, standard kitchen.
Okay.
What is a common ingredient that a man would use on a very hot day? And we're not talking about baking or making food or eating or anything.
But it's an ingredient, right?
Yep. So
Cornstarch.
common kitchen ingredient. You think it's cornstarch?
Uh-huh.
All right.
Jan, what do you think? Let me know if you think I'm wrong.
And any other ladies in the chat too. You gotta help Kitty out here. Do you think she got it? Oh, let me get the scoreboard back up here.
Yeah, I could probably play a little bit of just random music, but it won't be music.
Well, Jan gave her answer.
Ah, shoot, that was a lot simpler. 100%, you're right. Of course, water. Duh.
Is Jan right? Is Jan right?
I think she
Remember,
is.
we're talking about food or baking or anything. I should have said, maybe I should have said ingestion in general. But Kitty had it right. It was cornstarch.
Ah.
Has anyone seen the movie
Actually,
Chef with John Favreau and John Leguizamo. Remember they were a little too sweaty and they were using the cornstarch instead of baking powder or baby powder.
Huh.
Yep, the cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
All right, Kitty, see what you got.
Okay. I'm going to put this in the chat. Okay, guys. Y'all have the question right there in the chat. Stoner. What is used for makeup foundation that smooths the skin? What is this item called?
Well, foundation, I mean, that would be the foundation, right? So that means it would be like some sort of additive or precursor, right?
Yes.
Well, if it's going to smooth the skin, it's got to be an oil or some sort, more than likely. So Vaseline seems like that's going to be like too gunky. So is it like an essential oil? Lotion. I'm going to go with lotion. Lock it in.
All right, guys. Y'all feel free to put what y'all think. I could just see Georgia right now going to his woman's makeup bag and looking. She's like, "What are you doing?" It's a question I gotta answer. Hey, what you put on before foundation, baby? You put anything on before foundation?
Oh,
Give him
shit, I
just
had
a
that
few
backwards.
more seconds.
There you go. Fix it. Women had to. My bad. Ding, ding, ding. Actually, hold on. I think we got. I don't know what kind of fucking shit this is, but we're gonna try it.
Okay.
How about let's chill. Real chill. That is obnoxious. Wow.
Yeah.
Let's find something
It
different.
was good at the beginning, but.
Let's try that.
All right, you guys. Y'all ready? And what was your
Wow,
answer?
this is terrible music. All right.
I know, right? You just asked or just said, "Baby, what she put on before your foundation?" Totally.
She's probably like, that is the most random question.
Well, what? Okay, so Stoner, what did you say? You said
Lotion.
lotion. Jan says lotion. Georgia, did she answer you? If she did, go ahead and put it in the chat.
Did we get it, Georgia? Did we get it?
Give it a few seconds.
Hold on.
Because there's always this lag. So
Yeah, I was gonna decrease the latency, but
I don't know what that means.
like on YouTube, you can have it to where there's only like a 1 to 3 second delay between the feed and the chat, but I don't know if the encoder can handle it.
Okay.
Oh, Georgia said lotion.
All right. Lotion. Usually that is what women use, yes. But actually, I was thinking of primer.
Ah, shit.
Answer.
Man,
So
lost that motherfucker. Damn it. I thought for sure we had that. Alright. We still got some game left. We're good. We got this. All right, Kitty, you want the next topic?
Like what we're talking about?
Yep.
Okay, so this isn't part of the questions.
No, like the next topic. Men and
Mm,
women, gender comparisons, all that good shit.
honestly, I know, right? They're just like, I don't pay attention to makeup. I know, right? Totally, totally. Honestly, I think you pretty much hit on most of it, baby. Honestly.
Oh, we got more to
Um,
go than that.
oh yeah, there's always a lot more to go with that. A lot more, you know. But give me a topic and I'll start talking about it.
Well, we could talk about the workforce for sure. But I think a better topic would be actual, like, genders. Fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah, because
What about
you
genders?
talked about some. Well, okay, let me start off with this. So earlier you were talking about the artificial insemination.
Yeah.
So the reason I don't agree with any kind of like fertility treatment or anything like that is, you know, like it's not natural, you know. And you can take that from the, the biblical take on it, or you can take that from just sheer nature, dude. I mean, look at nature. You don't you don't see homosexuality in nature like you do in humans. You
Unless you're
don't
talking about the
see
frogs.
artificial insemination in nature unless you're talking about wait, what? What the fuck? What?
The frogs that were made gay by the water. Alex Jones, baby.
Oh
Frog's
shit!
gay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Frog's
was like, what
gay.
the? I thought you meant like some frogs outside. I'm like, we got gay frogs. What the fuck? What the fuck's in our water? Why didn't you fucking tell me about this? The hell's going on when I'm at, like when I'm at work? Frog brothel and shit. That makes more sense. But no, artificial insemination. You don't see that in nature unless you're on a ranch. Even then, that's not nature's way. Like we can talk about the nefarious shit that these organizations do and shit like that. We've talked about before, but we're just talking on what's right, what's natural, you know, and like as far as what's natural is a woman giving birth. That's natural, and not just that, but to be a mother, you have to be a woman. You have to be a woman to be a mother. And I'm not talking about to give birth. Well, that of course, but right now I'm talking about the love, the affection, the type of love, the lessons that only a mother can teach. And the reason I say a mother has to be a woman is because those same things that only a mother can teach are only things a woman can teach. There are things men can teach that only men can teach. There are things women can teach that only women can teach. And when you start crisscrossing shit, you're not you're not learning the things you need to learn. You're not being given the type of love growing up that you need to be given. And that right there is a big part of destroying the nuclear family.
100%. I
Because
agree.
people look down on having kids.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you look down on that? Like that's natural order is to procreate. That's
Right.
what all species do. They procreate. Why would it be wrong or a horrible thing to do that? If that's your choice to not, hey, that's cool. If you can't, and that's just God's plan, the way, the hand you were dealt, like, like that's understandable. But to say like having kids is this horrible thing, like like you're just not mature enough yet to handle that.
Mm-hmm.
You can say, "Hey, I'm not ready to have kids yet." That's cool. No, like nobody said you had to like turn 18, get married, and start having kids. We don't have to go to that level of you know traditionalism, but like whenever you're both ready, dude. Or if it happens by accident, take that shit head on, man, and you know, mature yourself. Be ready and to be a father. Be ready to be a mother. Do the best you can to, you know, build your knowledge level of what you need to pass on to this child. Start getting your shit together so that you can provide a good, healthy home to this child. Like, and I'm not saying, you know, same sex fucking couples can't provide that, you know, and provide a healthy home. But, you know, men have to learn how to be men for men, and women have to learn how to be women from women. That's that's just the way it is, man. You
Mm-hmm.
need masculine, you need feminine, you need that balance. If you choose, you know, homosexuality or transgenderism or any of that shit, like I said, I don't give a fuck if you're not hurting anybody. That's all I care about. I'm just saying this is how I see shit. This is how I believe. This is what I choose. This is what I see as being an issue in the world. And my only true issues with homosexuality are two things. A, get it away from children and stop encouraging it. Stop pushing it in people's faces and telling people they're wrong if they A, don't support it being in their children's faces, and B, if they say, hey, I don't want to be. I want to be straight and I'm happy like that. If you have a problem with somebody saying, I want to be straight, you have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody chooses their own life, man. You pick your own path, man. You do and make your own fucking choices. Nobody has a right to tell you what you can and cannot do. I'm just saying, this is breaking the natural order. Kitty?
Well, I think you pretty much hit on everything, baby, with that, to be honest. Um, I really don't know what else to get into with that.
Well, I mean,
I
I've
do
given a
believe,
lot from the male view. I mean, surely you've got.
I mean, it goes both ways. I mean, you did cover both. I mean, you didn't really go into the women's view, I guess, as much, but I
Well,
mean,
that's
it's
what I was
still the
kind of
same thing.
letting you kind of
Um,
touch on. I mean, do you see any one-sided things with women that you have like an issue with in particular that maybe I haven't pointed out yet, or anybody in the chat even like if you guys have anything too that
mhm.
y'all seen.
Yeah.
Jan, I
Um,
hope you get your family home.
absolutely. I hope so too, Jan. Absolutely. I don't know. Honestly, baby. I mean, you pretty much. I don't really see anything. I will say this. I do believe. Um, my boys are grown, right? Um, and you know, even though we were divorced, I knew they needed their dad. They were boys. He was going to show them to be a man. I knew I wasn't going to be able to do that. Yeah, I could give them, nurturing and all that stuff. And this isn't to dog any single woman at all. It's not saying any of that. I'm just, adding to the point here. Um, that's really all I've got, babe, on this. Georgia says, I have two friends that are women and they're married. They don't go to rallies or support uh, putting it on the children. They also have two daughters. I'm fine with it. Exactly. See, yeah, exactly. And we don't care either. Like, I mean, that is, you know, they're not hurting anybody. Exactly. You know, that's the only time that we care is if they're hurting somebody or pushing it in a kid's face.
So, Kitty, I mean, I know you're taking more of a biblical stance with everything. Do you want to kind of, is there any, like, reflection in anything we've covered so far that, you know, reflection inside, like, in the Bible itself? Anything you want to kind of touch on?
At the end, I wanted to say something, but
Well, I mean, like, is there anything that, like, you wanted, like, that I touched on, like, that from a biblical standpoint, you might have, like, a different perspective or a different take on it or something to add to it or
yeah, like, I mean, I'm never going to tell anybody how to live their life, but I'm going to tell you right now an open marriage ain't going to work. It may work for a little bit, it ain't going to work. Um, Both of you are wounded, and you're a bunch of wounded animals that are spreading your wounds to other people out there outside of your marriage. Um, and then every person that you're sleeping with, you're sleeping with. So the couple they're sleeping with each other, but they're sleeping with everybody else that the other one's sleeping with, and that's what you call soul ties, and that could actually open you up for a demon as well. So, um, I I don't, this isn't coming off in a judgmental way. I'm not trying to be judgmental. Only God is everybody's judge. But I'm just saying, there are certain things I'll tell you if you outright ask me my opinion because I believe I should tell you the truth. There are too many people that are just glossing over everything nowadays. So,
absolutely. Absolutely, Georgia. As adults, that is when they should make that choice.
100%.
And you know, like you were talking about the soul ties, that's interesting. I don't know
Hmm.
if anybody has remembers the study they did. I think it was back in like 2014 or something. But the scientists discovered that with bees, every time they mated, there was basically DNA from the male bee that actually was being stored in the female's like brain basically, and that DNA was getting copied. So like basically that male's DNA was being found in offspring from another male. So they actually looked into humans and they found the same thing happens. So DNA from the man during intercourse actually gets stored. I can't remember what gland it was, but it's in the back of the head. And it gets stored there. So, say a woman has 20 partners, and with the 20th, they have a child together. That child actually will have pieces of all the 19 previous partners' DNA inside them. Minuscule amount, but it is traceable. So, I think from a biblical standpoint, as well as an instinct within us, an instinct that is they are trying hard to eradicate, is that men understand, like in that, like just that instinct that hey, my offspring would have DNA from all these other men, you know, and when you think back to like people who wanted like, you know, what do they call it, pure bloodlines and stuff like that, they didn't want that, you know. They wanted that pure bloodline of, hey, it's just my DNA and hers only. And I think that's an instinct that, you know, I'm not saying it has to be one, but, you know, there's an instinct to keep that, what, you know, the internet slang term body count low comes from, is from an, you know, it's like something in our heads already knows, like, hey, what are we going to be putting into our offspring? You know, our sons that we're gonna raise up and they're gonna carry on our name and our legacies and, you know, our businesses, things like that. You know, what is that going to do to them? What if that affects who they become somehow because of who these previous partners were? You know, now am I saying that is how you should look at it? Not necessarily, man. You take your own outlook from it. But I'm just saying that's just pretty fucking crazy, and it
Yeah.
really makes you think about this. What do they call it? Something culture, the sleeping around culture and everything. Like, I don't think these people are understanding, like, that there could possibly be repercussions from their actions. They think
Hmm.
this is somehow harmless. I mean, like, dude, you're already not considering yourself and the damage you're doing to yourself. You're not considering the harm that you're doing, you know, to your potential partner or other people out there, but you're not thinking about the harm that you're going to do to the future generations as well. Jen said, Georgia, that's exactly what I say. 18 years old, your brain isn't fully developed, and these kids will pay for it. I mean, hell, um, I think they actually said that your brain still continues to develop until you're like 20 or 22. Um, it's actually, was it the frontal cortex, I think is what is developed by 18. But I mean, still, that's, you know, it's not your whole brain, man. Now, as far as the whole 21 to smoke, man, I think, I'm not saying that in and of itself is bad, but if you can serve our country, you should be able to buy a damn cigarette, you should be able to buy a beer. Just saying. But yeah, and you know, I feel like there really isn't a gender role anymore, and that's honestly a problem. Like, I mean, I'm not saying everyone has to be traditional. I'm not saying, you know, women need to go back to wearing dresses and they're not allowed to wear pants. I'm not saying any of that shit. Like, you know, but, you know, it's okay to leave some shit to the imagination too, you know. It's okay to it's okay to say, "Hey, I'll be okay by myself until I find somebody who, you know, I want to be with, you know, treat me right or, you know, like, you know, whatever the case may be, you know, depending on the man, who, if you're the man or the woman." But, you know, just I don't know how to say this, but there's I don't know, man. There's so much. Nothing makes sense anymore. I don't understand. Like I don't understand relationships when I see them. Like what they portray on TV. Of course, that shit don't make any sense. But you know, even out in the real world, man. Like you know, I see people being treated like shit. I see people who aren't happy. I see people who are using each other, and I just I've seen very few, unfortunately, couples, too few, that I feel like really do love each other, man. That are really happy together, who really work out their differences together, who really, do their best to raise you know, a strong, normal family, man, as normal as normal can be. And, I hate seeing that, man. I know that there's more love in this world that people could be giving each other, man. And, you know, like Kitty said earlier, these people are broken and, you know, stop trying to heal yourself with these quick fixes, man, with these short highs. Find true solidarity, find true, happiness, man. Find it in yourself and then go find it in someone else, if you're looking for that partner, man. But, I always talk about, you know, the balance of the world, positive and negative, whether it's electricity or electrons and protons, there's matter and antimatter, and there's always these two poles. And, too much of anything is bad. You know, water's bad for you if you drink too much. Everything in too much quantity is bad. Everything in moderation. If you're too far to either pole, that's bad. That's why you have to find that balance, you know. And when you can find that balance, you can find that harmony in the world. And we are meant to pair. We are meant to pair with somebody, you know. That masculine energy and that feminine energy need to combine. That's why, you know, that's why the strong couples are the ones who, can come together with their energies, with their souls, and they can accomplish amazing things. They can go through the hardest times and still find happiness with each other. You know, a lot of people
Absolutely.
can't do that. A lot of couples couldn't make it through horrible times in the world together. They couldn't stand next to each other and that kind of shit. So, yeah. You got anything to add to that, Kim?
No, I mean, like I said, you're pretty much hitting on everything. Like, I have some stuff from a biblical aspect, but I
Well,
mean,
hit us with it.
huh?
Said hit us with it.
Well, no, I pretty much hit on what I think I want to hit on. There's some
Yeah.
things I'm not ready to hit on.
Well, that's fine. That's
So,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah. But Georgia said we're also living in a time where I believe technology is taking over. I believe people are being controlled by that. Absolutely.
Yep.
But yeah, be excellent to each other. Be excellent. All right,
We
Kitty,
gonna
do you
do
have another
another
question?
quiz?
Yeah, let's say you have another question lined up.
Um,
No.
I'm gonna let you do. I'm gonna let you do your question first.
All right, I need to grab a bottle of water real quick. You
Okay.
take the.
Okay. So, who here has heard of soul ties? If you have, put a one in the chat. If you haven't, put a two. And this is no judgment, like, you know, I mean, premarital relations are very, very common nowadays. Very common. So this is no judgment, but who knows what a soul tie is? Let's see here. And the reason why I said that am I'm not comfortable going into some things, it's because some things I I know that I need to work on myself before I am comfortable. Like, I know I need to address it before I preach it. Does that make sense? I'm not a preacher. I'm not a teacher. I'm just going to try to spread the word, right? I do believe the word is truth as well. Um, but I also know that I need more understanding. And there are some things that I'm working on myself. And this is why I don't hit on everything. So Georgia knows what a soul tie is. Awesome. What is a soul tie, Jan? If you know what a soul tie is, put 1. If you don't, put 2. But there are a lot of things that can open up the door, and this is what we kind of hit it at last time we did a video about, what was it? The demons want us. The demons want us, right, babe?
Yeah.
And this is even Christians can have like demons kind of come in there. You know what it is too. Awesome. Awesome. So that's one of the number one ways Christians can have demons attached to them, because it's something nobody ever thinks about. You know, you ever hear you're in your married life and you've moved on, you're not, you know, doing any premarital anything anymore, you know, but that is something smaller that can lead into something bigger. And those are suckers to get rid of, from my understanding. Sorry, starting to talk about demons, baby. You've gone for grab a bottle of water for like a minute or two. I'm like, let's talk about these demons real quick.
Yeah, I was wondering what you were talking about.
Well, the soul ties.
No, I kind of picked up on that. I just came in. I was
Yeah.
like, what?
All right. You ready for your question?
I'm working on it.
You're gonna make the harder one, aren't you?
I am.
Okay. Let me think.
I got one.
Okay.
Alright. So, say that you are fishing and your line gets caught. What would you say you hit?
What would I say I hit?
Mm-hmm. You're fishing and your line gets caught.
I hit a snag.
Is it?
I've only been fishing twice. It's not fair. You picked a hard one.
What do you think,
Jane, you
Jan?
gotta help me out. I know you've been fishing more than me, that's for sure. So, baby, you still need to go fishing.
Yeah.
We just need to do our own pond and do it that way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Fuck a fishing license. And that is the thing too. Like, I love like fishing out like funny, sniffing out the fake fishermen out there. There's one particular kid knows who I'm talking about. It's like, oh yeah, I'm just the best fisher ever. I'm just the best fisher ever. And dude, you're fucking throwing out a fucking bobber. That ain't fishing. That's not. I mean, that is fishing, but that's not like. It's kind of hard to be bad at that. All you gotta do is just wait until you know, see your bobber start. Doop, doop, doop. Boom. Yep, I got one. Like, anglers, dude. Like, that's what I grew up doing, was angling. Fucking, like, Bassmaster shit, dude. Like, that was my shit, dude. I fucking had the magazine subscription, everything, dude. That was my shit. But man, like actually being able to like work a jig and shit, man, like that you gotta you gotta think like a fish. You gotta think of what is going to attract them, you know. But All right. Jan gave her answer.
I'm gonna go with Jan's answer because I guarantee you Jan has been fishing more than me.
Is that the final answer?
Final answer. I'm going with Jan.
All right. Eh-eh. Correct answer was a snag. You had it the first time. You hit a snag. Oh, shit. We might be having a comeback here. We might get a tie game.
Okay.
What you got, Kitty?
All right.
Oh, you're going to pick an even harder one, aren't you?
Go ahead and chat for 30 seconds. I'm gonna type it in the chat.
All right. Georgia said, I like noodling or just bass fishing, sometimes fishing on the beach. Heck yeah, man. Yeah, man, I just, you gotta do more than just throw a bobber out to say you're the best fisher ever. Man, did you ever watch Bill Dance? Dude, he was fucking awesome, man. I used to love watching that show. All right, here's the question. What is the key?
What common item can be used to fix a run in pantyhose?
Oh, shit. There. Common item. Alright, Georgia. Anita, can we call in lifelines? Can I have Georgia call in his, call in lifeline with his girl? Is that part of the rules?
Jan says fingernail polish clear.
Ow. I don't know. I mean, I guess that could be it, but I don't know. Shit. I'm trying to think, what's that shit you use to get like to de-wrinkle your clothes? You just like spray that shit on there. What's that called? It's like a liquid fabric softener, isn't it?
I can't remember the name of it. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that the liquid, whatever the spray stuff is used to get the wrinkles out of your clothes.
Okay.
Unless Georgia has another one, I'm gonna wait to lock that in.
You're gonna wait to lock it in?
Yep.
These are hard for Amanda.
Dude, for real, man.
All right. Y'all ready?
Come on, Georgia, help me out, man. Whatever you're ready, Kitty. It's up to you.
Okay. So, what answer are you going with, Stunnerman?
The spray on shit.
Spray on stuff?
Yeah.
Jan was right.
Oh,
It is
shit,
fingernail
really?
polish clear. Yes.
How does that even work? So basically it's a crease, isn't it? Isn't that what a run is? Kitty?
Do what?
Isn't that what a run is is a crease basically?
No.
Oh shit! What is it?
It's a hole in the pantyhose, and it begins to run down your pantyhose.
Ah, I thought it was a crease. Okay, I was like, how is clear nail polish gonna fix? So what that like bonds it back together or?
It just holds the hole to where it won't run anymore.
Huh. Well, shit. Learn something new every day. Well, shit. My bad, Georgia. I think we're losing this one. Damn it, where'd you go, Ricky?
I'm
But
gonna be playing with different sounds on here. Did you
there we
hear
go.
that?
That's what we need. We need a soundboard.
That
Oh,
was a little bit much. I like that one better. Okay.
yeah.
All right.
Hell yeah. But yeah, anybody have anything to add? Anything on the topic or anything? Or let us know. Let us know. But yeah, like I said, next weekend we are doing the Atlantis episode with George Redneck. That's going to be awesome. I don't know. We have not discussed anything as far as like any details on what we're talking about. So whatever he's bringing to the table, man, we don't know about. Vice versa. That's what I love, man. It's all going to be a surprise.
You
But
want to give a
like I
shout
said,
out to the artists that have been in here, baby?
yeah, absolutely. I was going to let you do that, Kitty.
Well, I'm putting them in the chat right
Oh,
now.
I got you. But yeah, no, guys, we had Razor Ricky and Georgia Redneck in the chat. Man, if you guys have not checked them out yet, please go give them a listen, man. You can find them on YouTube. You can find them on Instagram. Kitty's dropping their links right now. But yeah, independent artists. Georgia's actually been doing some comedy and stuff too, man. He's always got funny shit to say, man. Even if it's not like part of his comedy skit, man. He's always speaking real shit, dude. So, but also, of course, big shout out to you too, Jen. We love having you here. It's always
Yes,
awesome to
we
see you.
do. Absolutely. Love Jam. It's been good having all of you guys on here. Baby, were you pretty much finished saying what you were going to say? I think we should do at least one more quiz.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna do one more.
Okay. And then I do have something like on like Bible verses that I was going to tie everything in
Yeah,
here at the
yeah,
end.
for sure, for sure. George has got a question though. What did women have to use as an iron back in the day? Some was in a closet. That's his question.
Ooh,
Ooh, damn, that's a good one, man. That's a good
that
one.
is a good one. Have to use as an iron.
Um, man, what do you call it? For shining your boots. That's the only thing I could think of. Because they were like metal and they were pretty solid.
Are you looking it up,
No, no, I'm actually doing something
baby?
different. No, I swear, no, I'm doing something different. I'm looking at the podcast schedule.
Okay. I have no clue. That is a good question, Georgia. Jane, if you know it, I trust you.
I'm gonna go with the boot thing though for sure.
Yeah,
Unless
it was what they put the clothes on.
oh, like the ironing board or huh? What else would they have used for the ironing board?
That's
Man,
what I
I
would
really
guess
don't
is the
know.
ironing board.
But I just don't know what else they would have used as an ironing board though.
Hmm.
Hmm. But it was in a closet.
Ironing board. Heck yeah.
Yeah. Wait, so was ironing board or was it the boot thing? I'm really confused. Which one was it? Kitty?
I don't know. I went under yours.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure.
Gotcha. Good.
I thought it was the ironing board, but I could have had that wrong.
Yeah, yeah.
It
Let
could
me
have
know
been the
which one.
boot thing.
How long ago was that? Yeah, yeah. How long? I imagine what? Probably. Oh, shit, I don't know. When did they actually start using like actual irons?
Hey,
Like,
silly.
what's up, silly? How you doing? All right, Kitty. You got another question? An ironing board. Oh, heck yeah, heck yeah.
Heck yeah. All right. So here is the clock ticking, and then you just got one right. There's your little crouch here, baby. Okay. All right. I'm gonna let you go first with your question.
Oh no, you're good. Let's flip it. You go for it.
I don't know what to ask.
All this time, neither one of us are thinking of a question, huh?
I know, right?
All right, let's see. Hmm. All right, here we go. So in poker, what do you call a sequence of 5 cards all in the same suit?
5 of one kind.
What? That 5 of one kind?
No?
Is that what you said? No, I
5
couldn't
of
hear.
kind?
5 of a kind? Okay. All right, let's see
Can
if
you
anyone
repeat
else
the
knows.
question, though?
Yeah, yeah. In poker, what do you call a sequence of 5 cards all in the same suit? Here, I'll type it up.
I think I've played poker 3 times my whole life. Ooh, I'm going to go with Jan's answer.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right. Locking it in.
Locking it in. Hold on. Let me do the music. It's more fun when I do the music. Okay.
All right. Ready?
Yes.
Eh. Straight flush.
Not fair.
Why does that
Okay.
count?
I hit the wrong one.
Dude, I thought we were playing Earthworm Jim or something. Like, well done. Dude, does anyone remember Earthworm Jim? That was the shit, dude. I think they made a remake. I don't know about that, but like the original, like Super Nintendo. Yeah.
Man, what was it called again? I already forgot.
A straight flush.
Straight flush. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I'm going to type my question in the chat. Okay. So men are up to what? What's the score?
Oh, I thought
Men
you were
are up
keeping.
to, I am.
We were like
Men
2
are up to
3.
3. So we are tied
We're up to
right
3?
now.
Oh shit. Oh, hell
Jan, we are 3-3. Okay.
yeah. Damn. Tie game. Can we make the steal? I feel like we need Richard Dawson.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. In the past, this common item was used by women to curl their hair. What was it?
Mm. Wait, is my time up already?
No,
Oh, okay. I was like, damn.
it's just that's how long it goes.
No. Uh, well, it's gotta be something hot, so it's gotta be something that can withstand heat. And more than likely, it needs to be something cylindrical. So something cylindrical that can withstand hot, like heat. The only thing really coming to mind would be like a fire poker.
Fire poke.
Okay. Yeah, like I mean, you need some. I mean, like they didn't have curling. Like how long are we talking about? Like before electricity, right?
No.
Oh, I thought we
And
were talking like before like
and I should have
electricity.
put the years in there, like maybe like back in like the 60s or something.
Okay. Gotcha. Rollers. Final answer.
Final answer.
Yep.
Okay, I do like George's response.
Yeah, that is a
So
good one.
the answer actually is soda cans.
Soda cans. What? Soda
Soda
cans?
cans.
No way, for real? Like they heated them
Mm-hmm.
up and then like
No, you don't have to heat them up.
I thought
You
you had like
at night
because you plug a curling iron in, right?
after you wash your hair, your hair is still somewhat a little damp, not like soaking wet, but a little damp. You roll them up in the soda cans, and you go to sleep like that, and your hair comes out with this nice natural wave.
That had to be a sight to see. You come home, your wife's got soda cans in her hair. Like, dude, you
we
do
are
that shit nowadays, people would be like, "Fuck is wrong with you?
we are still tied, babe.
You're still tied? What's the score?"
3-3.
Oh, I thought are we not doing steals?
Hmm.
Are we not doing steals?
How do you steal? What are you
I thought
stealing?
you were doing a steal. You don't like a steal like the other side can steal the answer if they get it wrong. I
Okay.
don't know what I'm thinking. I'm high. Just never mind. I thought you did that
Actually,
earlier.
no. We're we're men are 3, women are 4. That's my bad.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like you got the point because we didn't answer it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Y'all have
yep.
3. Women are ahead by 4.
Think y'all won the game.
Well, I remember grandma putting some plastic things in her hair at night. Heck yeah. Totally.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, if y'all have any questions or anything in here, y'all feel free to give it to us. Do you want me to go
Yeah.
ahead and go over that stuff real quick, baby?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. So, whenever it comes to this sort of stuff, like men versus women, both of them have their issues, no matter what. And depending on the relationship, a lot of the time, um, some of these men are broken, some of these women are broken. And here's what the Bible has to say, just about at least one of these items of each, right? So, whenever it comes to the wives, and this is coming out of Proverbs 21:19. It's better to live in a desert land than with a quarrelsome and fretful woman. And fretful means agitated, worry, anxiety, and irritation, basically nagging. It is better to live in a desert land than with a quarrelsome and nagging woman. That kind of tells you a lot right there. So what does quarrelsome and nagging, like if women do that, to their men, how is it better for them to be in the desert away from them? What does it do to them?
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, dude, it's you don't want to hear that. Like you don't when you got the weight that you carry on your shoulders, man. Like that's not the approach, man. You know, like
Mhm.
like for me, a woman should just make it clear, like, hey, my expectations, this is something I need. Just be upfront, let you know, and it shouldn't be. I mean, dude, like when you fight all the time, man, it builds resentment. It builds like almost like a sense of like detestation. Like it's not healthy, man.
Mhm.
You're scarring yourself, you're scarring your partner, you're scarring your relationship. It's not healthy. It's not good for you. It's not good for your soul. And I think that's what that means. That's my interpretation. Sorry, Kay,
Right.
I'm not sure if you even wanted
No,
my
no, no, no.
interpretation.
You're good. You're good. I think the same way. I feel like it also steals men's peace. Okay, some of the top things that I have learned from being married to Stoner about men is that they are very simple creatures. Y'all are very simple creatures, and you just need a few things in life to make you very happy. And one of them is peace. Having that peace,
Absolutely.
and if you have somebody who's constantly nagging at you, it's hard to have a good amount of peace. So that's why I say I think it has something to do with that, a man having his peace. Now, as far as with the husbands and how they're supposed to treat their wives, if you go to Ephesians 5:25, it says, "Husbands, love your wives as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her." So that is, I mean, what does that tell? What does that tell you, Stoner?
Can you repeat that? I'm sorry.
Let me pull it back up because I don't have that one memorized. Hold on.
Yeah, my bad.
Luckily, I remembered the chapter and verse. All right. Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her. He died for her.
Yeah, yeah. I think that pretty much puts it in the words. I mean, you know, you should love your wife to the point where you would give your life for her as well. You should
Mm.
always be that first line of defense for her, for your whole family, your homestead, everything. You are that first line of defense. That's how it's supposed to be. And to love your wife to the extent where you would do that without even thinking, you know, just as, Christ himself did.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, not to say that, force yourself into loving whoever you're with like that. Like, if you don't feel it naturally, then you can't force that. You can't pretend that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But that should be an indicator that maybe that's not the right person for you. Maybe the right person is somebody who would give you that feeling. Like, yeah, I would do that in a heartbeat.
Right. And the reason why I wanted to close with that is because those are some things that, we don't hear very much of nowadays in the
Absolutely.
world. A lot of people in this chat, you feel that way. I know Ricky feels that way. I know Georgia feels that way. I know Jan is with me on how to treat a man, you know, like treat him with respect, you know. Um, but out there in the world, you just don't hear much of this. it is always, like you said, everything stems from that Jezebel spirit, and everybody is selfish. Everybody is too busy putting themselves up on a non existent stage. And all these people aren't narcissists. They are not all narcissists. They are choosing narcissistic behavior. It is crazy.
Yep, absolutely. So Georgia had a question. If you're a true church fan, you should know when did his first album come out. Okay.
Um, wasn't it 2016 or 2015?
Um,
I
are we
think.
talking like EP as well, Georgia? Because if we're talking EP, actually, I think it might have been the same year. It wasn't EP, it was Chicken Willie, but I think they were both 2017.
Were they 2017?
I believe so. Because I think he said he started about 26. So
Oh, dang. I thought it was 2016. That's my bad.
you could be right. It might be 2016, but I want to say 2017.
Okay. Yeah, let us
So
know, Georgia. We're not
yeah,
cheating.
let us
We're
know.
waiting on you to answer us. So you're locked in for 2017?
Yeah, you want to go with your own answer? See who's right.
Yeah, 2016.
All right,
Yeah.
bonus round. Men versus women. You're having too much fun with that soundboard.
I know. I know. Okay, I'll stop now.
No, you're good. It is funny. Oh shit, Kitty got it.
Yes!
First album was dropped in 2016. Hell yeah.
I love you, baby.
Love you too. Hey, kick my ass. Scored another point for the team over there. See, you were worried. You're like, this isn't fair. It's gonna be just me. Y'all
Women
ended
for
up.
the win. And we kicked some
Y'all
booty
got it.
tonight.
Hell yeah.
Oh, goodness. That was a good question,
Yeah.
dude. Being in here tonight. Absolutely. Um, I don't know if you have anything, baby.
I was gonna kind of close it out from here, but I had fun with this one. I hope y'all did too, man.
Yeah.
Doing something a little different.
Dude, we should totally do that. Would y'all
Well,
love to have like just like even if it's only a 30-minute or something one time, where we just go and do a quiz, but it's all stuff from stuff in the past, like items that were used and stuff like that. I think that's more
dude,
fascinating than the stuff now.
dude,
Oh,
that would
George
be
wants a rematch.
awesome. Hell yeah, for
I knew that
real.
was going to
Let's all
happen. Let
do
me
it.
tell you what's going to happen after we get off of here. We occasionally play Trivia Crack. It's called Trivia Crack, the app, the game. Anyway, I guarantee you this man right here is going to be challenging me tonight after we get off of here. Oh yeah, you won that one. Well, I just challenge you. You want to try to beat me on this one? Guarantee y'all.
See, when you challenge, it's like a speed run to steal the other trophy from the other player.
He always
Yeah.
does that. Dude, I will build it up to where I have 4 trophies, and then he'll come by and he's like, yeah, I'm going to do a steal. So you go through this time test. He knows I'm terrible at time tests. It freaks me out. I get anxiety. I start answering wrong and, just getting all flustered. He knows that about me. I lose 99% of the time whenever he does this to me, and he'll steal my trophies that way.
But see, here's the thing: you'll still end up winning, and you want to know why? Because you have way more fucking patience than me, and you're sitting there watching every ad like 2-3 minute fucking long. Not watching it, but just like I'm gonna put it on, do something different while it's playing, so that way you can get another fucking turn at it. And that's why it takes you 45 minutes for a turn because you watch all the damn videos. So
Dude,
that
you actually
persistent ends up kicking my ass. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. Let her beat me. I don't feel like watching the fucking ad. I'll take the loss. Fuck it.
I think he actually went through and did that one time where he was like,
I
I'm gonna
did.
do the same thing. And I'm like, is it my turn yet? And he's like, no, we had two matches going at the same time, so no matter what, it was somebody else's turn. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, I know what he's doing. He's trying to stick in there with the ads. After that, he didn't do it anymore.
I had a bunch of the like bonus like shit when you first like get the game. It gives you all the shit so you can like skip the videos. But then like I ran out that like you gotta pay actual money to get more of it. So I'm like, fuck that. I'll use
Totally.
up all
We're
the free shit.
cheapskates. Uh huh.
Hell
We're
yeah.
cheap. Uh huh.
I'm not paying to not have to watch ads. That's fucked up, man.
I'll just go and I'll put my phone down and I ain't gonna watch her stupid advertisement anyway. I'm just gonna put my phone down to where I get my free stuff and I'm gonna do something else. I'll come back in a minute and that advertisement will be done. And I still get my free stuff. That's how I'll do
Exactly.
it.
I
Yeah.
don't need none of that damn ASMR bullshit.
Right? Dude, and that's another reason why I won't watch them. Because I think even the advertisements are like that.
Yeah. Anybody go back and watch our programming? You'll know what we're talking about. But the ASMR is some weird shit, dude.
Yeah.
Programming through like your feelings, more or less, your senses.
Hmm.
It's insane.
It's creepy.
George said, try playing Minesweeper. Stoner Man probably remembers that game. Fuck yeah, dude. That and the fucking the space whatever pinball. Fucking hell yeah, man. I don't know why. I don't know. Do you remember the Spider Solitaire? It was a Spider Solitaire, Solitaire, and then a Free Cell. I never understood Free Cell. Like, what the fuck is this? It's like my good old like um playing solitaire. All right, so there's two. Well, there's actually several types of solitaire. What was it? I know there's Klondike. Klondike is one of them. Which that's the standard. You've got the four holes at the top, and you've got what is it? The seven rows. Pyramid solitaire. So free cell is a type of solitaire, I guess. Yeah, I'm actually gonna pull this up on screen here. So yeah, that's standard Klondike. And then the other one that I always enjoyed playing was the Pyramid Solitaire.
Fancy.
So basically the same thing, but you have to actually uncover the pyramid, so you can't touch a single card until it's uncovered. So you can see how like the cards will like overlap each other. So say to get what is that? Nine of diamonds, you'd have to remove the king of spades and the queen of diamonds. And there's actually two-player solitaire. Remember, growing up, we actually played two-player solitaire.
Hmm.
That shit's fun. But yeah, there's a shit ton. Clock solitaire,
Isn't that
crazy.
kind of like the opposite meaning of solitaire?
More or less, but
Huh.
yeah, man. What was there? Oh, what was the name of that card game? It was kind of like Pyramid Solitaire. Fuck, I can't remember. There's so many. Let's look up types of. It's like old school card games. I'm sure I've said this before, but I fucking hate Texas Hold'em.
Golf solitaire?
Golf? What the fuck?
Spider, free cell,
It wasn't a
double
type of solitaire, it's a different type of card game.
Barrows puzzle.
Bridge, cribbage, rummy. Rummy's fun. They used to be actually pretty good. Spades. Spades is fun. Um, it was a one-player game. Jan, Duck Hunt, and Mario was awesome. Still, hands down, like just the nostalgia with that. The little the zapper, the little spring sound it made. Oh, does anyone know they're actually I think I might have said this before, but they're actually discontinuing dial-up finally.
Rest in peace, Stella.
Let's just look.
Are you still looking for that game?
I am. It's gonna drive me crazy. I mean, dude, that's the thing about card games, though. I mean, like, it goes back so far, and there's so many different fucking types and shit. Man, has anyone ever seen anybody do like the card tricks where you tell the story? Like, there's a bunch of different kinds. There's probably like, I don't know, 50 plus, but there's a lot of people, they can like shuffle the deck and then fucking like start throwing down cards and they'll have a story for the cards. It's fucking cool as hell, man. Like, dude, like I feel like that's more entertainment to me right there. Is like, you know, like a good card trick or like, you know, playing a good hand of poker or something, man. Like that's more entertainment than fucking TV, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I remember Spider Solitaire played it, one of the big heavy computers, I think it was Microsoft. Shit, dude, I remember that, dude. The fucking monitors fucking like this fucking deep. Fucking, having to degauss it. Degauss button and the screen. It's old school shit there, man. That fucking like off white. I bet you it was that off white or that like gray, wasn't it? The computer, the monitor. George said Mario Kart on weekends on the N64. Those were the days, dude. That is the hands down still the best fucking Mario Kart was 64, dude. Tonk is a good game. Man, I haven't heard Tonk in a long time. Man, so many fucking great games out there. Graphics compared comparatively to the day, man. You know, yeah, it's not great, but dude, the storylines are better. The gameplay was better. George said it was great. Yep. Hell yeah. I still remember the little Gateway commercials. The fucking cow. And then the fucking Dell commercials. Dude, you're getting a Dell. Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Dude, getting a deal. Nerding out.
Dude, the old days of Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Fucking, what's another good one back then? Alone in the Dark, Red Faction. I don't forget one. Like the old Fallout games, old Doom. Shit, yeah, man. We need to do like a retro episode. We just talk about some retro shit.
Retro.
Sure said, man, I played Splinter Cell, Pandora tomorrow on the Xbox. Love that game. Oh, dude, Splinter Cell was the shit, man. Hitman 2. Hitman was awesome. Just love when you do the razor wire and you can like throw them from your shoulder. That shit was badass. Well, I think that's about all I got, Kitty. What about you?
I think that's all I've got too, baby.
Heck yeah, heck yeah.
It's great
Well,
seeing y'all tonight.
everybody in the chat, thank you all so much for joining in, man. It's always good having y'all. And I hope everybody has a good weekend and hope everyone's next week is awesome.
Absolutely. Y'all have a great night, everybody.